Hi there and welcome to MBT Creates, formerly Hooked for Life Publishing. I am going to get that transition done sooner or later. I am Mary Beth Temple and I'm here today to show you the Echo Ridge dishcloth. Now this is made in yarn from Hemptique. It is their hemp yarn worsted weight. It is 70% cotton and 30% hemp, and I will have a link in the description if you want to check this yarn out specifically, but you can use any worsted weight yarn that you like. Since it's a dishcloth, I recommend a cotton, but that's up to you. I'm using a 4.5mm crochet hook. Mine is from Furls, also a link in the description, but again, you can use any crochet hook brand that you prefer. I will say 4.5 millimeters is a tad tight for a worsted weight yarn. However, I always recommend when you're making dishcloths to go as tight as you can stand, because when the water hits that cotton or cotton and hemp yarn, it's going to relax a little bit, and you don't want your dishcloth to get so loosey-goosey that it's not any use. And that's all you're going to need. You're going to need 3 colors to do the pattern that I'm showing you. It would also be cute in 2 colors. It would also be cute in 1 color because it has a nice texture pattern. So the thing I want to show you in the video specifically is how to make this exact cross. That's a crossed front post treble, but it has a single crochet in between. If you are not a confident crocheter, these can be a little hard to count, so let me show you how to do it. All right, we are working on a basis of 31 single crochet. So to start with your A color, whatever you choose that to be, in my case it's the green, you're going to chain 32 single crochet in the second chain from hook and in each chain across, which is going to give you 31 stitches. Row 2, chain 3 and turn, double crochet in each single crochet across, noting that the chain 3 does count as a stitch. At the end of the second row, you're going to change to the B color, which in my case is this rose. You're going to chain 1 and turn, and now I'm going to do the 4-row repeat of the pattern. So what you have to remember is the pattern has a 4-row repeat, but the colors change every 2 rows. It's going to make more sense once you figure out what's going on. So I have finished, and I'm just leaving long tails over here. I'm going to weave all these in. I'll probably crochet over some of them when I put on my border. So remember, when you're changing color, which in this pattern is always at the end of the row, your last yarn over of the last stitch of the old color is going to be in the new color. Actually, let's do that whole thing. Why not? I am using a 4.5mm hook. This one is from Furls. There is an affiliate link in the description, but I do love me some Furls hooks. So I started my double crochet by making a yarn over, inserting my hook in the stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, and now I'm going to add that new color by making the last yarn over in the new color. So now I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Single crochet in each of the first 2 double crochet. There's 1. I've forgotten how to crochet today, y'all. 2. Now it says front post treble, skip 2 double crochet, so I'm going to skip these 2. Front post treble crochet around the throat of the single crochet below the next stitch. So I'm going to skip this guy, I'm going to skip this guy, and I'm going to put a post stitch here. So for a front post treble, I'm going to yarn over twice, wrap my hook around the throat of that single crochet, yarn over and draw up a loop. I have 4 loops on my hook, yarn over and draw through 2, 3 times. Remember, this is a US treble or triple, not a UK treble. Those words do not mean the same thing across the pond. Now, it says single crochet in the second of these skipped stitches. So there's the first double crochet that I skipped. Here is the second one. I'm going to put my single crochet right there. Now it says front post treble around the single crochet under the first of the skipped stitches. I know this is a lot of words. That's why we made a video. So we're going to yarn over twice. The easiest way is to count backwards. So I'm already in this one. I'm not going to put a post stitch in this one. I'm going to put my post stitch around this guy. And you'll notice that the second post stitch that I'm making, the one I'm making right now, is laying over the one I have already made. It is not behind. Now it says single crochet in each of the next 5 double crochet. But remember, even though this looks kind of like a skipped stitch, this treble stitch replaces that. So my next 5 don't start here, they start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you get concerned that you're stitching in the wrong place, what you want to remember is that your 5 singles are centered over the cross in the previous repeat. So here's the 3 stitches that were involved in that cross. So I know I have a single and then those 3 stitches and then another single. It helps when you're trying to figure out where your next stitch goes. But let's take a look at the cross one more time. So I'm going to yarn over twice for a treble, skip 2 doubles, look for the single crochet that this double is sitting in, insert my hook down on the right side and up on the left side. I'm going to yarn over, draw up a loop. I have 4 loops on my hook. Yarn over and draw through 2 3 times. 2, 3. Now it says single crochet in the second of the skipped doubles. There's 1 skipped double. Here's the second one. That's where that single goes. And then another front post treble under the first skipped stitch. So that would have been the first skipped stitch. That's the single crochet, or you can just count 2 back from the one that you're already in. And then there's my front post. All right, and then single crochet in each of the next 5, but not this guy, because this, the top of this stitch lines up with the top of this stitch. So single crochet in each of the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to double check, I'm noting that the center 3 of those stitches are centered over the X. That's really all there is to this stitch pattern. When I get to the end here, my last X is going to go here. I'm only going to have 2 stitches after, which is noted in the pattern, then a double crochet row. So every time I have a single crochet row after the first one, I'm making X's, and then when I go back, it's a simple double crochet row. So on this pattern row, I have 2 singles at the beginning and 2 singles at the end. On the staggered pattern row, all of the technical stuff is the same, but I have 6 singles at the beginning and 6 singles at the end. So that is all you need to know to make this cute little Echo Ridge dishcloth. Once again, this is a Furls crochet hook. and I'm using some yarn from Hemp. I'll put some links in the description if you're interested. And thanks so much for joining me here, and I look forward to seeing you again here real soon. Bye-bye.